He sets a tone. He won a new contract. I know that he obviously doesn't have much leverage at this particular point in time. He is a true competitor. And I'm telling you, getting involved in the run game, doing all the things that he does, I couldn't be any bigger fan. It's the most dependent position in football, wide receiver. For me, watching guys do it the right way, like Jauan Jennings do it, those guys deserve to be rewarded. And those guys add value to your team that the general population, the general fan just don't see.
And Mark Schlereth joins us now on the River Islands guest line. Hey, Stink, what's going on?
What's happening, fellas? Good to be with you guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You know what that means if you're talking to us? It means it's football season, Stink.
Yeah. Passing game, what you can use with him, he becomes an offensive weapon. So outside the numbers, his motion, his ability to run routes out of the backfield, like their route tree or the routes they ran were essentially without Christian McCaffrey, check B. Check slow off the outside gap or the inside gap. So it's dumping balls off. Now all of a sudden he becomes a legitimate part of the passing tree in that offense. So now all of a sudden you can make decisions. Hey man, let's go two back, but let's really use Christian as a wide receiver. Hey, let's go one back where he is the back. Let's go, two back heavy personnel, two back, just two like tailbacks. Like it gives you so many options as a play caller and so many things as a defense that you have to think about. So that's going to be big. And obviously, the wide receiver position, I really think that toward the end of last season, when I watched the 49ers and I did one of their last games against Arizona, and they were so beat up, it was that. But watching their film going into that game, Ricky Pearsall, I thought had made such unbelievable strides toward the end of the season. Like that kid feels to me like he's ready to break out. I haven't watched them in the preseason, so I haven't seen any of that. But last year I thought he made strides. Jauan Jennings, if he can stay in the games without getting kicked out, Jauan Jennings is one of the great football players in the National Football League. That dude just kicks people's ass. I mean, I love watching him play, and he sets the tone from the offensive possession standpoint. In the run game, he mixes it up with people. He has zero fear, and I think he's a really good player. And then last year, when he finally had to get pressed into duty playing X, he proved that he can actually play wide receiver in this league. He's just not a guy that's going to mix it up and fight people. So I love that aspect. Getting your left tackle back, who to me, I have just got a man crush on Trent Williams. Watching him play is like that is like close the study door and put a tie on the doorknob and tell my wife not to come in when I'm watching Trent Williams film. It is like that is like, do not come in here. It's ridiculous how good that guy is. And then I just thought they had some young players on the defensive side of the ball who stepped up and really played well. And I'm looking forward to watching them play. I think they're going to be right in the end of this thing, fighting with the Rams for a division crown.
And how much of your defensive optimism is really hinged on Robert Saleh coming back? Because Mark and I were talking about the 2019 team. A lot of young guys. Saleh was there. Is he the perfect fit for a young defense?
A perfect fit in several different facets. One, he's incredibly energetic, and he gets his guys to play exceptionally hard. And one of the reasons they can play exceptionally hard is because he's really simple. We're just going to out execute you. And that is something that I absolutely love. Let's keep it simple and let's just go out there and play our butts off. And that's part of his mantra. That's part of the way they operate in San Francisco under Saleh. And I'm excited for them to have him back. Obviously, the last couple of years after DeMeco Ryans, his disciple, left to go coach Houston, it's been Steve Wilkes didn't work out. Sorensen didn't work out. Just didn't necessarily mesh with the head coach. I know their philosophies mesh between what Kyle wants to do, the aggressiveness that he wants to use on the offensive side of the ball, and the way Robert Saleh plays, or has his guys play. So I think it's a really good match.
Stink, those were some big comments you just made about Jauan Jennings. What is your read on what has been pitched to us as a calf injury, but let's be real, it was some sort of a contract holdout as well. Nothing really happened, though. No news yet he returned to practice this week. So what's your read on the way that went down and his potential readiness for this weekend?
Yeah, I think I think that guy, he'll be ready to play. Let me just say, there's very few receivers that I've ever watched in the NFL. There's a few that come to mind: Hines Ward, Steve Smith Sr. Beyond that, I can't really recall. I'm probably missing one in there. Maybe Keenan Allen, that set the toughness tone for their offense, for their football team. He sets a tone, like, and he's nasty. And yeah, he won a new contract. I know that. I know, they talked about that. I don't know what extent they talked about it. He obviously doesn't have much leverage at this particular point in time, and I don't know if some incentive-laden deal will be had like they did here in Denver last year with Cortland Sutton. Give him some incentives, let him make some more money. That's great, but he is a true competitor, and I'm telling you, I just like getting involved in the run game, doing all the things that he does. I am a huge, I couldn't be any bigger fan, especially in a day and age where guys don't want to do that. They have got an overinflated opinion of what they do and the importance they have to the game of football. This is wide receivers I'm talking about. Guys who won't run the for the love of the game routes when they're not a primary, guys that don't want to sell out and get involved in the blocking game. There's a lot of these guys out there, and if I was a coach, and probably why I'm not a coach, I'd make those guys line up at guard one-on-ones and I'd beat their ass. I take defensive linemen and beat their ass. So you have to see what other guys have to do for you to sniff a football. It's the most dependent position in football, wide receiver. And so for me, watching guys do it the right way, like Jauan Jennings those guys deserve to be rewarded. And those guys add value to your team that the general population, the general fan just don't see.
Does Ricky Pearsall have some of those same characteristics when you watch him on film?
Yeah, last year, it was a short, I broke down 3 games before I called the game, and watching Ricky Pearsall do what he did, man, I just was so impressed with just his ability, man. He is in and out of breaks. And I just thought that Ricky was great. And of course, if you play for San Francisco, you play for Kyle Shanahan, much like if you played for Mike Shanahan. If you're not going to get involved in that, then you're just not going to play. If you're not willing to do those things, you're just not going to have opportunity. So yeah, Ricky's got that about him. He's got that ability. Hell, he got shot and he came back and played. So he's got some toughness to him, right?
Stink, I'm so glad and love talking anything Shanahan related with you because of your personal knowledge of it. I want to run these by you because as we start another season, this is not the whole fan base by any stretch, maybe not even most of it, but there are a lot of questions about Kyle, and there is some negativity. I want to throw with, we compiled the top 5 things that are negative that we hear people say about Kyle Shanahan, and I want you to tell me if there's any merit to any of these things. Here are the 5 that we've kind of put together. Number 1 is play calling is too conservative. Number 2, he shrinks in big moments. Number 3, he's not a leader of men, just a play caller. Number 4, never takes accountability. And number 5, he thinks he can win with anyone / arrogance. Is there merit in any of that?
I think as you look back, the Super Bowl loss against Kansas City, the second one, I just would never want to give Patrick Mahomes the ball last in any circumstance. Now, that is not shrinking in a big moment. That's making a bad decision. So, thinking you can win with anyone, that one would be a fair criticism in that I think I can coach guys. I think I can coach guys and get the best out of guys and have a chance to win. But, I'll be completely forthright, and I did games when Nick Mullins was starting for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, Kyle knows the limitations of Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins is a really good, he's the type of guy my words, not Kyle's. He's the type of guy that coaches say, he's going to make a great coach someday.